ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಕಸಿತ ಭಾರತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಚರ್ಚ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಟ್ನ ಬೈ ಹೈವನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಏರ್ಪಡಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಸಚಿವ ಅನುರಾಗ್ ಠಾಕೂರ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಬಿಜೆಪಿ ಮುಖಂಡ ಅನಿಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಯುವಕರನ್ನು ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುರಾಗ್ ಠಾಕೂರ್ ಮಾತನಾಡಿದ್ದು ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಉದ್ಯಮಿಗಳು, ಯುವ ಸಾಧಕರು, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಗಣ್ಯರು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
26/11 blasts that happened in Bombay, and on this large scale of corruption that was unearthed day by day. When we had come in 2009, we had requested to the people of Bangalore and my friends like you to engage with the political leadership, to engage, discuss what is good, what is bad, but don't be an armchair critics. In the last 10 years, I'm sure this audience will agree with me, after seeing the results of the policy-driven, policy-led and leading by example by Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji, the engagement has sufficiently happened in last 10 years. But what we have come here today is not only just engagement, but also participation in the vision of Viksit Bharat that has been laid down by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Now, what is this Viksit Bharat? This is a very important discussion which I have come to have with you. I'm sure as regards the vision of Viksit Bharat, Anurag ji will explain to you in detail. Anurag ji will also explain to you about the progress that took place in the last 10 years and what is the vision and the roadmap for the future for the coming 25 years. But as far as Viksit Bharat ambassador is concerned, I want to speak to you. So when we say Viksit Bharat is not just a political slogan, but it is a goal that we are seeking to achieve as a nation. And as our Honorable Prime Minister correctly said, if it is सबका साथ, सबका विकास and सबका प्रयास, तो उसमें जो सबका प्रयास है, that is the participation of the people, that is the reason we are here to be amongst you. I have come here to urge you to participate as the Viksit Bharat ambassador in this program. Friends, if you are aware that during the freedom struggle, every Indian played his part in the freedom struggle for something or other, some role, small, big, all the roles were played. But when we are speaking about the vision of Viksit Bharat, which is a apolitical, and Viksit Bharat means development of the country, development of the citizen, development of us, it requires participation not only, it requires participation not only from us, but from each and every one of us have a role to play. Just to give you some example, a Viksit Bharat ambassador promotes tourism. If you go to some place and if you feel that you have good experience, you can share those experience and that positivity can be helpful. A Viksit Bharat ambassador will lead by an example when it comes to Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. A Viksit Bharat ambassador will follow the traffic rules. A Viksit Bharat ambassador will ensure that he will pay his taxes properly. A Viksit Bharat ambassador will ensure that he is not going to be an armchair critic, but he is going to be actively participating in this development story of India. Now, when we say you are a Viksit Bharat ambassador, we also have made a structured program for you. My request to each one of you is that if you have a smartphone, I'm sure everyone has a smartphone by now, please download Narendra Modi app and register yourself as a Viksit Bharat ambassador, because what we are doing through the app is we are going to share the stories of India. We have also received a lot of feedbacks that when the figures of, I want to just give you like 2 or 3 important data sets. I'm sure Anurag ji will give you much more in detail. In the last 10 years, every week, India we have got one university that is opened in India. Every week, one university has been started. In every 2 days, I'm talking about 2 days, one college has been opened. And in 2014, if we had 350 startups, today we have 1,17,000 startups. So these are just 2 or 3 important data sets which we are giving, but it is very important that this message also resonates and this message is also spread as to what is the progress that has been achieved, and the foundation that has been laid down for 10 years will define the foundation for 25 years of the country in the future. So my request to each one of you is that please join the program of Viksit Bharat Ambassador. It is a apolitical program. We are not talking about pledging your loyalty to any political parties. You can have any ideology, but as far as Viksit Bharat is concerned, the ideology is related to India, and you can relate yourself to Bharat as a country and be a member of the Viksit Bharat program. So when we speak about Viksit Bharat, it is about us, it is about the country, and I'm sure each one of you will agree and participate in this program. We also request you, each one of you are opinion makers. You are staying in a strong neighborhood. Many of you are running startups. Many of you are part of large organization. Please spread the positivity and the good work that has been done in the last 10 years. Please also spread the positive news about the good work that will be done in the future, and join the campaign and lead from the front and be a part of one of the historic campaign, not only of this decade, but of the century, that is the Viksit Bharat Abhiyan in the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for clearly telling us how we can play a huge role in contributing to national development. What are the things that we could do on a daily basis to add value to this big movement of this century? And with that, now for the address that all of you have been waiting for, if I may please invite our chief guest on stage to deliver his keynote address. Presenting to you, Sri Anurag Thakur. Whatever you're comfortable.
Presentation is fine.
If you could please have the presentation on the screen. Thank you.
Dignitaries on the dais, ladies and gentlemen, namaskara, a very good evening to all of you. Thank you very much for taking out your time and being here. Wishing you all a very happy Mahashivratri. आप सबको महाशिवरात्रि की बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं. Today is also Women's Day. So congratulations to all the women present in house. And a big news for Bangalore and Karnataka, Mrs. Sudha Murthy is nominated to the upper house, that is Rajya Sabha. खुशी तो काफी हुई है सुधा मूर्ति जी की आप सबको. महिला दिवस भी है, महिलाओं को गैस सिलेंडर के 100 रुपये और सस्ता भी कर दिया गया है. सुधा मूर्ति जी को राज्यसभा के लिए नॉमिनेट भी कर दिया है, और नारी शक्ति वंदन बिल पास होने के बाद 33% रिजर्वेशन विधानसभा और लोकसभा पार्लियामेंट के लिए भी महिलाओं को दे दिया गया है. I could see men putting their hands together for women. That's a good sign. Well done. अच्छा लगा देख के. We have Mr. Ashwath Narayan ji also, Mohandas Pai ji and other dignitaries in the house as well. So I won't take more time. It's a, I think, very long presentation, but let me run you through this. Viksit Bharat, some light has been thrown by my dear friend. What Viksit Bharat is, what Viksit Bharat Ambassador means. But if you look at India today, we have to talk from sports to space, science to startups. It is India's decade. And if you look at all these Asian Games to others, I'll come on that. I'll come back on all those achievements. These are the few areas which talks about India's achievement from one sector to another. वैसे याददाश्त तो सबकी अच्छी होती है, लेकिन 10 साल बहुत लंबा समय होता है. Well, in 2013-14, when UPA was in power, it was their 10th year. India was among the fragile 5 economies of the world. There were one after another corruption cases, from 2G, 3G, 2G, CWG to the coal scam to the Antariksh Devas scam, one after another. What happened in 2014 was we went to the public and we said, we are offering you a leader who has got credibility, who has proven his worth in the state of Gujarat, who is clean and pro-development, pro-technology. Give him an opportunity. We'll give you transparent and accountable government. We'll give you a clean governance. And today, after 10 years, I can proudly say, in last 10 years, nobody could raise a finger towards Modi or his government. He has provided a corruption-free government for the last 10 years. And we are pledging ourselves for the coming years also that we'll keep providing the corruption-free government. I think technology, which you understand better than me, how technology can play a very, very important role and how it has transformed the lives of a common citizen to the central government. If you look at pre-2014, there were scams after scams, but there were also money being siphoned off from the government schemes. And Rajiv Gandhi once said that he sent 100 rupees, only 15 reaches. Today I can say if we send 100 rupees through the DBT, 100 reaches the account, not even 1 penny is being siphoned off. That is the kind of transparency we have brought in. So, in 2014, from fragile 5 to the 5th largest economy in the world today, where we are. And one after another report says that India is the bright spot in the world economy. And if you look at the IMF report, to the Moody's report, to the other reports, it says that India is the fastest growing economy among the large economies of the world, and India is bound to grow in the next 2 or 3 decades. Growth trajectory, I'll talk about that also. Well, in 2004 to 2014, there were high inflation rates of more than 10%, high depreciation of currency, high current account deficit, high foreign debt. And reason was scams, policy paralysis, lack of political will, economic failures. And that led to the ratings degradation, FDI decreased, exports reduced. And if you look at today, the chart on your right hand side, GDP growth has gone up from 4.5% to 8.4%. Inflation has come down from 12.1% to 6.7%. The average inflation in last 10 years is 4.8%. Whereas during the UPA time, it was in 2 digits. FDI has gone up from 36 billion to 85 billion, and export is more than double, from 300 billion to 770 billion. Forex reserves have gone approximately 2.5 times, from 270 billion to 600 billion dollars. And our CAD, current account deficit, has come down from 5.1% to less than 2%. And if you look at the environmental approval for any business to start or expand, the environment approval used to take 640 days, almost 2 years. Now it takes only 103 days. And we are still working on it to take it to reduce it with each passing day. Look at this figure going up, how from 2002, India has gone up from 10th largest to the 5th largest. So in 2024, if we are the 5th largest, by 2027, we are bound to be the 3rd largest economy of the world. How we did it? We have ensured the last mile delivery. We have brought in economic reforms with the Digital India, where a lot of people raised questions, especially the opposition party. वैसे कुछ नेता ऐसे भी हैं जो आज भी मीडिया वाले उनको युवा ही कहते हैं, लेकिन सोच उनकी युवा नहीं हुई, लेकिन टेक्नोलॉजी का उपयोग भी करने की इच्छा नहीं होती है। डिजिटल इंडिया पे वो प्रश्न चिन्ह खड़ा करते थे, लेकिन आज डिजिटल इंडिया के कारण क्या बदलाव आया वो मैं आपको आगे बताऊंगा। गति शक्ति ने सही मायने में हमारे आधारभूत ढांचे को गति दी है। यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड, यू कैन नो, थोड़ा बच के भाई, गिरना मत। मेक इन इंडिया टू अदर्स, I'll come on all these points one by one. If you look at this welfare state, अंत्योदय, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय जी कहते थे हमें पंक्ति के अंत में खड़े व्यक्ति के लिए काम करना है। We have to ensure the delivery to the last mile, and we have ensured that today. We have banked the unbanked through the PM Jan Dhan Yojana. We have funded, we have given loans to more than 34 crore people without taking the collateral or the guarantee from them. About 27 lakh crore rupees have been given to them. Public distribution system has been strengthened by the use of technology with the DBT. We have trying to skill the unskilled with the Skill India mission. We are supporting every farmer from the bees to bazaar. One nation, one market, that the e-NAM, e-National Agriculture Marketplace, to the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana. If you look at this, how it has impacted, more than 100 million LPG gas cylinders are given to those who didn't have the facility earlier, and it is given free of cost. We have made close to 12 crore toilets. We have also provided water connection to more than 14 crore household under the Jal Jeevan mission. Every second there is a new tap connection given in the country today. We have provided 40 million new houses to those who didn't have the house. And how it has impacted those people who have to spend a lot of time and energy gathering the wood to have the fuel or to cook food, and to bring water also from the well or from the river, spend a lot of time going to the field for open defecation, and they were suffering because of this health crisis. They didn't have enough money, they have to take loan for that, and actually becoming BPL, all because of these reasons. Now, when they have this facility, the life has changed. And for how many people the life has changed? People like you, when you pay taxes, and if every penny is spent wisely, the life has changed. For 40 million new houses are made, 120 million toilets are made, more than 100 million LPG cylinders are given, 140 tap connections are given, 600 million people are getting 5 lakh rupees free insurance cover the health facility, 800 million people are getting free food grains. We have given 2.2 billion vaccines administered during the COVID-19 pandemic. One after another figure I can give you how the life has changed because you have paid the taxes honestly, and our government has spent every penny for the benefit of the poor and for the growth of the country. हमने पाई पाई बचाई भी, गरीब की भलाई के लिए लगाई भी, और आगे भी लगाने वाले हैं. If you look at this welfare, Now, you might have heard these slogans, not the 25 years old, the 30 or the 21 years old, but इससे पहले की जनरेशन ने जरूर सुना होगा, नेहरू जी के समय से लेके सोनिया जी और राहुल गांधी जी के समय तक। ये कहते थे गरीबी हटाओ, गरीब, 4 पीढ़ियों ने कहा है इनकी, गरीबी हटाओ, गरीबी हटाओ। गरीब मिट गया लेकिन गरीबी नहीं हटी। बट हाउ गुड पॉलिसीज and good implementation can transform. This is the motto. 25 crore Indians, 250 million Indians have come out of the multi-dimensional poverty line. And how it is going to help people like you? होता क्या है, अगर हमारे गरीबी रेखा से बाहर आए तो हमारा आपने घर बना के दिया, अनाज दिया, मुफ्त में बाकी सुविधाएं दी, तो गरीब का पैसा बचता है. When you save that money, that means your spending power has increased. When you go to spend that in the market, that gives boom to the production facility, that creates the demand, increase the production facility, increase the services industry, and that is how more jobs are created, economy becomes bigger and better. That is how the size and scales get better and better. And with 25 crore people coming out of the multidimensional poverty line, is actually creating more job opportunities, creating more startups in the country and helping us. If you look back in 2014, out of 12 public sector banks, 11 were under the PCA framework. With this 4R strategy, today 12 out of 12 public sector banks are profit-making banks. In 2013-14, they were making only 11,000 crore rupees profit. Today they are making more than 1 lakh crore rupees profit today. सरकारी बैंक आज मुनाफा कमा रहे हैं. In 2014 to 2024, in last 9 years, more than 10 lakh crore rupees have been recovered from the NPA accounts. HDFC have become the 4th largest bank of the world. And if you look at this slide, from 14.6% gross NPA ratio in March 2018, it has come to 3.9%. That is how this 4R strategy has worked and how our banks have become profitable. From 4.5 lakh crore rupees to 10.7 lakh crore rupees is the market cap of our public sector banks today. तो ईमानदारी से काम करो तो किसी भी क्षेत्र में अच्छा किया जा सकता है. How the economic reforms are fueling growth. We have streamlined the business proposals to the removal of the archaic clause. मैंने जो आपको पहले कहा कि 63,000 कंप्लायंसेस थे, कम करके 23,000 हो गए. पुराने अंग्रेजों के समय के 1,562 laws have been repealed. Apart than that, I'll give you one example from my ministry only. We have brought in the press and registration of periodicals bill. Earlier, if you have to register your press or periodicals, it used to take 2 years' time to go from DM to the RNI level. Today, we have made it simple and simultaneous. You have to apply online, and within 2 months' time, after 60 days, you will get your title verification and also your license to run your press or periodical. That is how Modi government is working today. From 2 years' time to 2 months' time, it has come down. And we are trying to work on other areas also with the Jan Vishwas Act. We have reduced the compliances for people and businesses. 183 provisions were decriminalized in 42 central acts. And also the construction permit ranking improved from 184th to 27th in 2019. Getting electricity ranking has improved from 137 to 22 in the first 5 years of Modi government. India ranks 13th in the protecting minority investors and 25th in getting credit. This has all happened in the last 10 years. We have decriminalized the laws. अब छोटी छोटी गलती के लिए भी आपको जेल नहीं जाना पड़ता, ये हमने इंश्योर किया है. Indian startup ecosystem has become better and better. As rightly mentioned by Mr. Jain, from 500 startups in 2014 to 1,20,000 startups today and having 110 unicorns. मुझे आज भी याद है मैं जब MOS फाइनेंस बना तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर मोदी ने बुलाकर कहा we have to help the startups, we have to cut down their compliance burden, factory inspection, when the takeover happens, what should be done, their income tax burden should be cut down. One after another changes need to be done, we should help them. He believed in the youth of India, and the youth has actually delivered in the last 10 years, making India the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And this is the picture in front of me. Sitting here, what you are doing this. मैं जब बैंगलोर 1992 में पहली बार आया था इंडिया अंडर 19 का कैंप लगाने में 17 साल का था, तब बैंगलोर में मुझे MG रोड और ब्रिगेड रोड यही नज़र आते थे। ये आसपास क्यूबन पार्क से लेके विधानसभा, यहीं पे हम ट्रेनिंग करते करते स्टेडियम से यहीं पे आते जाते थे। लेकिन आज बैंगलोर को देखो तो लगता है कमाल हो गया। जैसे कांग्रेस के समय इकोनॉमी क्रॉल करती थी, आज आपका ट्रैफिक बैंगलोर का वैसा करता है। लेकिन उस समय इकोनॉमी तो बिल्कुल स्टैंड स्टिल की तरह थी, यहाँ तो चलो क्रॉल करता, तो इसका मतलब यहाँ पे इन्वेस्टमेंट इतनी आगे कि यहाँ पे लोगों ने बहुत निवेश किया, बहुत लोग आगे बस गए हैं। लेकिन विद द चेंज ऑफ टाइम यू नीड बेटर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर। आई थिंक वन ऑफ द बेस्ट एयरपोर्ट्स टुडे वी हैव, नॉट इन द कंट्री बट इन द वर्ल्ड टुडे, इज द कैंप पगोड़ा एयरपोर्ट। I think one after another. If you look at the startups, they are not confined to metro cities only. Majority of them are coming from the tier 2, tier 3 city or from the rural areas now. And we have seen from the agriculture sector also, from space tech to the agri-tech, we have seen a lot of startups coming up, more than 160 space sector startups. Hyderabad-based startup Skyroot Aerospace launched the private sector Dr. Vikram S. 7,000 plus agri and allied startups we have. 100% FDI in space sector will promote new startups soon. They have raised about $141 billion in the last few years, and combined valuation of Indian startups stands at $450 billion today. That's a big, big achievement of the youth of this country. Well done. We are so proud of you, and I'm sure you're going to take it to the next level. If you look at the formalization of the Indian economy, this chart throws a light on that. कैसे डिजिटलाइजेशन ने हमें मदद की है। आइडेंटिटी डिजिटलाइजेशन के लिए आधार आ गया, सब्सिडी खाते में पहुंचाने के लिए DBT आ गया, गवर्नमेंट प्रोक्योरमेंट के लिए जेम पोर्टल, गवर्नमेंट ई मार्केट प्लेस आ गया, जहां पर छोटे से छोटा व्यापारी भी अपना सामान सरकार को बेच सकता है। टोल बूथ पर आपका समय 743 मिनट लगता था, अब कुछ सेकंड तक, 743 सेकंड लगता था, आज कुछ सेकंड तक रह गया है। फार्म मार्केट डिजिटलाइजेशन के लिए ई-नैम, ई नेशनल एग्रीकल्चर मार्केट प्लेस, वो बना दिया। MSME डिजिटलाइजेशन के लिए हमने उद्यम पोर्टल बना दिया। ऐसे ही एम्प्लॉयमेंट का पता नहीं चलता था कितनी फॉर्मल है कितनी इनफॉर्मल है।